I'd just come back from the meeting with Nelson Mandela when I saw on the television screen a breaking news story. I saw a 5-year-old girl being handcuffed and eventually shackled. Her charge was that she had been unruly. I was caught with how immoral this picture was. What had we come to? What is going on here? Hundreds and hundreds of children have been consistently incarcerated, have been consistently handcuffed.
Hold her hands.
That's our child. And that child is in terror.
Guess what?
And we have no right to ignore that and to get distracted. And so I've called a meeting, the gathering of the elders, to talk about the conditions of our children and what they were facing. The list was vast, with popular profile, politicians, civil rights leaders, ministers.
Our children need you. They need us. They've been waiting for you. I think we're here because we should be waking up to the fact that incarceration is the new slavery. And the pathway to political and economic disempowerment of the Black community.
One speaker after the other got up and spoke with passion and clarity.
We started talking about the children, and that's what we're about. And I say, well, what do we do? Over the years, I've come to places like this so many times. And I leave without an assignment. We need an assignment.
I began to understand that the thing I thought that I had to do next was to perhaps call the gathering of the young. There, perhaps, would lay the key. When they asked me what was the agenda, it dawned on me that the agenda really was with them to find the agenda. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Those of us who were part of the civil rights movement, as we grew older, as our victories began to evidence themselves, I think we blinked. I think we took a lot for granted. I don't think we secured the way in which we passed on the baton.
We can't be shut up no more.
Y'all suffer from the same oppression.
You could find solutions where the young reside.
Talk about movement building. We gotta stand up. Stand up.
This is not just about Mr. B bringing us here together. It's about us having personal responsibility.
What are we going to do?
These young people spoke truth to power.
This is where I define myself. This is the place where I realized what I wanted to do with my life.
I told Harry, after hearing everybody speak, that I was ready to get back to work and start, helping people.
We're gonna organize even harder. We're gonna hit the blocks even harder. We're gonna knock on some more doors, talk to some more policymakers.
It's not us that we're representing, it's the youth and the voices of the youth that can't be represented here because they're locked up.
10 years ago, the agenda was to find the agenda. We have found the agenda.
4,028 children get arrested each day in America, 1 every 21 seconds.
Primarily African American and Latinos.
There were 12-year-old young people that were being locked up, and my heart couldn't take anymore.
We could not lose another life. We could do this together. Young people do not belong in adult facilities.
The Gathering for Justice
was founded to change the landscape of the criminal justice system from the front end to the back end, from police brutality to incarceration.
Our work takes us to prisons and juvenile detention centers where we create important arts and cultural programs for young people.
We work in community.
our friends, our colleagues, and our organizational partners.
We're brought to the Highlander Center to get trained in Kingian nonviolence and community organizing.
Nonviolence is the big umbrella. Kingian nonviolence is the closest thing to a living legacy of Dr. King.
And we provide leadership and other training opportunities to impacted communities across the country.
We built a successful 3-day conference called Growing Up Lockdown, bringing together 800 people to discuss solutions on how to reform the criminal justice system. We brought experts, students, artists, activists, our mentors, families, and victims of incarceration. I want us to change the hearts and minds, to change legislation, to build the beloved community that Dr. King dreamed of.
It's about going directly to the source. We are marching from New York City to DC. We are marching with 3 bills, and we are marching on the shoulders of our elders. We are marching with the strength of those that face injustice every single day, and we are marching for our brothers and sisters who are dying at the hands of police. And so we went to the source.
The powers that be, the halls of Congress. And we will continue to fight to seek justice for all people, especially our children.
Our kids, those who languish in the prisons of America, are waiting for us to change in the unjust systems.
There's so much work that needs to be done.